this. You're simply, it's controlled by that shut-off there. So this controller, embedded in this controller, it goes about 4 or 5 degrees below set point before it shuts off. Within that time range, that temperature range, the partial load or the hot gas bypass will be coming on and off. The hot gas bypass is basically that solenoid valve within the refrigerant circuit itself. We converted this machine to R407C. It's got a fresh charge of R407C and the corresponding and correct fluid or oil that's supposed to go in each compressor. After we run this for a little bit more today, we're going to put in a new core in that filter cartridge and change the oil in the compressors as I emailed the customer. Just good practice. So when you first put power to the unit, it is phase dependent. So this contactor and overload here, which we will label, that's for your pump. And when you first put power to the unit, have somebody with this door open over here, looking at the back of the pump with a flashlight, okay? And you want the pump to be rotating clockwise when looking from behind. If it's rotating the other direction, do not change any wires on your contactors or overloads or whatever, because that's all synchronized with the compressors and the blowers. What you want to do is turn off your main power, and probably the easiest thing to do is swap any one of those two hot leads going into your incoming power there. So yeah, with 20 tons of cooling, that's actually pretty impressive. This is pulling down that tank pretty quick. I was going to do a couple videos, but you can see we're already getting close to the set point here. That vibrating is one of the covers on top. We don't have the screws in it yet. We'll screw that cover on, obviously, before we crate it up. The chillers, the colder you are chilling at, not so much in this range, but if you got down to the 40s, in which case you'd have to run glycol, the rate of cooling gets a little bit slower. Chillers are usually rated at nominal 55 Fahrenheit temps. Once you get down to the 40s and stuff, you're doing actually less BTUs removal. It's like driving a car uphill. The compressor's just working harder. This range, in this temperature range, the derating is not that much. But worth noting, if you're running straight water, I would not run this unit below the 53 degree set point, because at a 53 degree set point, we're still going to get the temperature down to about 48 or so. And what's taking place inside that heat exchanger is more like 30. So if you're running straight water and you've got your fluid temperature at 48, you can start getting into the risk danger range of freezing up the evaporator. So now you can see our hot gas bypass is coming on. And what that does is that kind of creates an artificial load, bypassing some of the refrigerant to keep the compressor running a little bit longer. That idea, that logic is to reduce the amount of starts and stops on a compressor. A compressor likes to be running. It's the starts and stops that wear out or put a heavy load on a compressor. So right now it's hot gassing a little bit. And then along with that hot gas, our off delay on one of the compressors is actually working, kicking in a little bit too. All this synchronizing between the on and off delay, that'll be fine-tuned by you, especially when you have a, a bigger load. All we're doing is cooling down a tank that was previously heated up for a couple hours by using just the heat generated from the pump and the ambient. But that worked as expected, and we've been running this for several days. I'm real happy with how the refurbishment came out. We're just going to do that oil change I mentioned, get the covers on, post this video for the customer. This is Scott from KIG. Our website is kigsales.com. Thank you.